What's up guys, Will Phelps here, hanging out on this awesome Montana river right here behind us. On a little camping, fishing adventure with my bud Scotty. He's behind the camera right there. And you know, throughout the West, some of the best ways to get around and fish a lot of these rivers is to camp out of your vehicle. Like not stay at a hotel, you know, some people stay at lodges, but like when you're in a truck and you have a camping setup like this, or in a van, or even a car with a tent, you know, it's oftentimes best to just go straight to the river and camp right there where you're fishing. You know, you have closest access to the hatches in the morning, you know, when the bugs are out. And, you know, it's really enjoyable to come out in these beautiful places and really immerse yourself in them by camping here. So I'm gonna run you guys through my setup. I drive a 2016 Tacoma 4x4 manual. It's a TRD off-road. It's a great truck. It gets me where I need to go. You know, I run 33-inch tires and a 2-inch lift, so I don't really come across many times when I find myself getting stuck or blocked because my truck can't get there. You know, and that's really nice for a fishing rig because a lot of the places we like to go to involve a little bit of four-wheel driving. I got my Tepui tent on top. This is where I sleep, and you're kind of positioned up and out. You're not on the ground, so I don't feel as exposed to bears or snakes or anything like that. It's nice being up. And you kind of have a cool vantage point, so when you wake up in the morning, you can see your surroundings. It's a really comfortable tent, and also when I'm driving, I can fold it up and everything kind of stays in there, and then I pop the tent back open, sleeping bag and pillow are already in there, ready to go, and you can just crawl right in. So it's a great tent. And I recently just built some boxes in my truck bed that I use for storing all my cooking gear and whatever gear I also use for that specific trip. So sometimes I'll go on a biking trip. I can store all my biking gear in one drawer. Sometimes I'll go on a fishing trip and I need somewhere to store all my fishing gear. So I'm gonna run you through that setup right here. So it's in the truck topper. It's nice to have one of these toppers too, because you can store all your gear. So there's an area, I can put my dog up here too, Tally. She loves it in here. I just wanted to add in here as a side note, this metal mesh I installed just using the stock bolts here on the topper. Just cut it to the appropriate size of the window, and it prevents my dog from scratching through the original mesh that's over the screen door. So here's the drawer system. I built it out of 1x10s and 1x12s. And for the top and bottom, I used scrap wood. You can kind of see it underneath there coming through. Then covered that with a stall mat that I cut to size. So if I throw in a snowboard or cooler, it's not gonna slide around on the rubber mat. So this drawer right here is my storage drawer. It runs the full length of the 5-foot bed, and I can store stuff in here like rod tubes, reels. I also have my tripod for filming, light modifier. You know, I can put any sort of gear in this drawer that I'm using for whatever trip that I'm on. So, you know, if I'm on a climbing trip, you might see a rope in here, you might see the trad gear. So this is a really versatile drawer, just having all this space, no dividers, nothing crazy, just a big open space to store anything you might need. So got my clothes up here and then some more camera gear. So this really changes a lot based on the trip. So it's nice to have that versatility. This drawer right here is the cook drawer. And this is my pride and joy right here. This is one of the whole reasons I even built this setup in the first place, because there's nothing worse than getting to camp and having to dig under everything and dig out your cook stuff after you've been climbing and throwing your climbing gear, fishing gear, or biking gear all day, you know. So this really solves that problem. You can get to camp, pull this drawer out. I have all my dry goods. Keep a pan in here, kind of just stuffed on top. Coffee. It's a nice little storage area. It's kind of in the back. Got some spices in here too. Always have some spices with you. Crucial. You don't want to be eating food that tastes bland, especially when you're on a camping trip. You got to eat right. So moving up front here, we have the drawer system that kind of flips out. I made some dividers in here to hold in the stove, so this doesn't move around when I'm driving. It's nice and locked in. I also have these little storage dividers to keep the gas from moving around in here. As you can see, there's a storage divider, keep my small gas for my small stove, and then for the big Coleman stove right here, I run the Coleman gas. And this Coleman stove is really a game changer for outdoors camping because it has 2 burners. It fits right here on this little platform system. And I drilled some matching holes for each of these feet on the stove. So it doesn't slide around, so it kind of just locks in there. It doesn't get bumped off, because worst case scenario, when you're out cooking, the bed of your truck, you knock over your stove. And that's happened to me many times with these little MSR stoves, these little pocket rockets. You know, they're great stoves, but they're unstable. They don't have any wind blockage, but with this Coleman stove, you know, you can open it up, has these side panels that block the wind so your flame doesn't go out and the heat stays around whatever you're cooking. So that's super important and a really awesome feature of having a cook setup like this. It's quick and easy. Get it out. Your cooking station's here. I can be over here chopping up on the board, getting my food ready right here. And you can even just sit on the truck tailgate while you're cooking and cutting stuff up. You know, it's a really great space to have on the tailgate. So I always keep my Yeti cooler with me when I'm camping too, to keep my cold goods, you know, turkey sometimes and cheese if I'm making sandwiches for fishing. We'll have various vegetables in there, bell peppers, jalapenos, you know, so you can chop up, make a stir fry. Whatever you're having while you're camping, you gotta have some sort of refrigerated system. For me, it's a Yeti cooler, keeps ice for a couple days in the summer when it's hot. So moving here, you'll see the water container. This is something I've had in the truck bed for a really long time, and it's moved all over the place. It's been with me on pretty much every camping trip I've done in the West. I think I bought this container when I was driving out here 5 years ago from college. This container has been through the thick and thin and has been filled from many springs throughout the state and the West. I really like to stop along the road and get water from natural springs. You know, it's cold and it's clean water. So this hose right here kind of allows me to redirect the water outside of the truck, so I don't actually have to grab the container and bring it out and pour it off the bed. You know, it allows me to just quickly redirect the water, and sometimes I can even leave this unlatched and just stick it up here and not even have to twist the latch. But this little latch system is great. Bought a couple pipe adapters. Pretty simple setup, you know, and that's really the key here. Just being able to quickly access all of your gear. When you're out camping and you're doing your activities, you want to spend more time fishing or biking or climbing and less time digging through your gear. Having a streamlined system for camping, whether it be a box system for your truck, you know, a Tepui or a van or anything that you can comfortably live in and efficiently do your daily things and have a routine, I think makes all the difference, because then you spend more time on the river and less time dealing with stuff at camp. So that's my truck camping setup, my 2016 Tacoma. And one more thing, garbage. I left this up here the entire time. It's nice to just hang it right off there. Boom, easy peasy. Guys, thanks for watching. Huge shout out to Scotty from Wildfly Productions for filming this. I'll link to his channel up here. And please drop a comment and let me know what you want to see next. I'll be coming out with some more videos over the next few weeks. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you on the next one.